friend that
it's not my fault your nipples are all over the place.
Well, see, this is why I...
Hey, what's up, guys? It's Benji and Anthony here, and welcome to the feature review of
Kong Skull Island. Came out in this weekend, and it's directed by Jordan V. Roberts.
So, we did a retrospective review. There's going to be a link right here. We kind of talked about what we wanted, and I think it exceeded what we wanted. But you know what? Let's get into it and talk about it, guys. So, Kong Skull Island so far has gotten a 78% on Rotten Tomatoes. I think I know why, but also I'm kind of questioning that, to be honest.
Really?
I kind of am. I think it should have got 80, but whatever.
Yeah.
But you know what? Let's get into it a little bit. Let's talk about what we saw, what we think. There's just going to be a non-spoiler review. We're not going to spoil anything besides Kong's in this movie. Besides that, everything's pretty much, we're going to keep everything simple, clean. One thing I do want to mention now is if you do go watch this movie, which I personally do recommend go watching this movie in the theaters. If you can on IMAX, I think it'll look pretty cool on IMAX.
Yes, definitely.
Stay for the end credits. Stay after the credits. You do want to see that.
It's a little long because of all the CGI, but it's worth it.
Yeah, it's really worth it. Stay to the end for you guys to check that out. It's probably on YouTube now, but who knows? Like, you guys could check that out, but I do recommend staying for that. So let's get into it. Let's talk about it. First of all, I'm gonna start off with a negative. Sadly, there's a lot of characters in this movie, in this film. A lot,
disposable ones.
Exactly, and I think that's where it fails for me. So it starts off with I don't even know, John Goodman. I think it starts off with. I don't remember because there were just so many.
Yeah, it's John Goodman who plays the senior official of Project Monarch, which is actually a real project in real life. It stems from MK Ultra in the 1960s and 70s.
Oh, I didn't even know that. Mm-hmm. Yeah, John Goodman's in this movie. There's a kind of like a hunter kind of thing. Tom Hiddleston plays it. His name's James Conrad.
Yeah.
There's Brie Larson. She actually came out in Room and was if you've seen Scott Pilgrim, which we do have a review, she was the ex-girlfriend of Scott Pilgrim.
She's a photojournalist?
Yeah, photojournalist for anti-war.
Right, I thought that was kind of cool that she said that.
Yeah, Mason Weaver, that's her name. Samuel L. Jackson is in this movie as well. Peterston Pack. Yeah,
There's a lot. There's a lot of characters.
There's a lot, and I can't really go down the list because there's just so many characters, and that's where it lacks. But the good thing about this movie was actual Kong, the story, the way it was filmed, the scenes, the shots, the music, the sound. All of that was gorgeous.
Music, the tracks that they chose, like they spent money on this movie. Let me tell you.
Yeah, it was beautiful. Like the music, I love that old school, wartime music. It was really cool. Some of the shots, the scenery.
There was a lot of Vietnam vibe to this, right?
Exactly. Well, because it was during.
It was right. It was 1973, so it was right when it ended.
Yeah, so it was just when it was pulled out. So it was the Vietnam War. And yeah, like it's just the scenery, the way the shots are. There's a shot where there's a helicopter and you see one man's silhouette, but you see the sun, the dark sun coming through. When they're going through the island, the beautiful scenes, a lot of slow motion shots.
Yeah.
But like when they're in their fog, in the trailer, stuff like that. Like
what I kept thinking throughout this movie is like I felt like they took some pictures out of Life magazine and they recreated it for this film, and that actually worked. It could go sideways on some directors, but this guy Jordan, he did a really good job.
And what I also loved about it is that it didn't go with the original story of Kong. Right. Kong is a little bit romantic film, kind of showing you like the fall of love or beauty destroying you kind of thing. Right. But it didn't follow that at all. They went to the roots of what Kong was supposed to be, which was like a king. He was the ruler. He was a badass monkey in this movie. Gorilla. Sorry about that. Uh-huh. And they portrayed that beautifully. Like they portrayed it. He was in this film a good amount of time. It wasn't like Godzilla. It wasn't like these other films like the previous King Kong where it took an hour and 15 minutes. They showed him a good amount of time fighting and showing them.
We were not shortchanged in this movie at all. Not like 2005.
Yeah, it wasn't to the where it was just here and there. Some of the creatures were like mythical, but they were just like bigger crickets. But here, that's the one thing that really caught my attention was the creatures. The creatures in these films they're kind of portrayed as real life things, right, but in a mythical way. I don't want to talk about them because I do want you guys to go see them, but the ones that they did show in the trailer, which was the skull crushers or the skull, I'm not too sure what, skull crawlers, sorry about that. Those were amazing. Those were great. The way they made them, it was kind of like a lizard thing, but with only two hands. It was really creepy, like slithering.
It was creepy, but I was thinking that maybe they should have added the hind legs. That's just me being personal.
Yeah, it did look a little weird because they were kind of slithering around
slithering
like that.
in the back. It's almost like they were evolving into something. Yeah, right? They were halfway there.
But I think it was. I'm not too sure, but I think it was taken from a TV show. I think there's a character like that a long time ago. I'm not too sure about that, but I think I've seen him before. But, overall, that was great. Like, everything was good. But it's that disposable character part. Like, characters were dying left and right, of course. Things like that happen. None of the main characters, of course. Just, like, the side, like, background people. But it was just like, who cares? There's literally a character in this movie that doesn't matter until the end. And it's like, why are they here?
Why are you even here?
And it's like, it's insane to me how you could do that. How you could just get a handful of characters and be like, here, let's see what we could do with them. Crazy thing was, 2 of the characters were actually from
Straight Outta
Compton. It was Dr. Dre and Eazy-E. They were both in this film. And they were disposable. It was like they didn't matter. None of them matter. Even the main characters didn't matter at some points.
And can we say, Samuel Jackson, can you stop making movies? Like, you're going to ruin your legacy. I mean, he was amazing in Django, and he was amazing in Pulp Fiction, but like...
He's just a gimmick at this point.
Soon he's going to be selling diapers in 10 years, watch. Like,
well, he does do Chase.
He does Chase now, so he'll be doing prune juice or
it's
something.
It's just something to where I think he's being overused, and everybody knows that.
And he sucked in this movie, and he looked old in this movie. I didn't buy that you were in the Vietnam War. I'm sorry.
I don't think that he sucked in this movie. I just think he...
is doing the same character
in every single film, and it's just like it's getting overrated. It's getting to the point where they're just being used at this point, like just because he could do it, like he could be that person, and it kind of sucks because it's you are losing your old. I remember when he did Shaft and stuff like that in the past.
So I just want to say is that I was pleasantly surprised. I know that I was asking for a summer. Actually, I don't even. This is a perfect summer movie, and I'm surprised it's been released in March. But I was like, oh God, I hope it doesn't suck. I hope it doesn't suck. And it ended up being that I really liked this movie.
I think I loved it more than any.
Yeah, this is actually the best Kong movie. I agree with you with that. There's this scene where the helicopters are coming into Skull Island, and it's like a sunset, and you see Kong, and the way it was shot, the way it was framed, was beautiful. When I saw that, I was like, you know what, we're gonna be in for a very.
I think it was in the trailer as well. You can check that out. Like just stuff like that was made this movie beautiful. But again, like we said, it is something sad that the story was a little lackluster with the characters. Their story was kind of boring, kind of like the Bryan Cranston in Godzilla. It was kind of like disposable. Who really cared about it?
We don't care about the characters, right?
Yeah, and that's why the movie went so down.
There was like this joke throughout the whole movie about, hey, Billy. I was like, dude, give it up.
Yeah, that was weird. That was really weird. Like, it was a weird thing to have. Yeah. But overall, I do recommend watching this film. I'd say go to the theaters, buy a ticket, full price if you can, and check that movie out. What about you, man?
So do I. Hey guys, we have to say thanks to Marion C. Cooper. He's the creator of Kong. He was he did this back in 1933, and he'd been dreaming about it since he was a kid because he loved animals. And fun fact, Kong comes from the word Congo, but Marion loved words that started with the letter K so much that he changed the K to a C, so that's how you get Kong. Yeah,
and the cool thing is that this movie looks like they actually try to go back to the roots and make Kong look like that, so that was really cool. So you know what? Let's get into the score. Let's talk about what we thought. What did you gonna give, man?
I'm gonna give this movie an 8. It's a really good popcorn movie. Yeah, the characters are a little disposable. That's why I can't give it a higher score. But the CGI, the music, the way it was shot, really great film.
I'm gonna agree. I'm gonna give it an 8 as well. This movie was, designed beautifully. It was gorgeous of how they filmed it. The CGI on Kong was amazing. The way they created him. But like you said, the character development was a little bit off for the main characters. It was like they were kind of disposable. Who really cared about it, and it
John C. Reilly, he's a great guy, but like, did we really need him? I don't know.
There's just so many things that, like, sadly were part of it that could have get this movie a lot bigger, and we do see that. Rotten Tomatoes give it a 78, so we do see that might be the lack of story that needed.
Why it hasn't gotten a higher score?
Yeah, exactly. So you know what, guys? But overall, do go watch this. Get a ticket, watch it, take friends. It's gonna be a fun film to watch. All right, guys, in the comments down below, let us know if you've seen Skull Island. Did you guys like it? Not like it? Let us know. And also let us know if you've seen all the Kong movies so far. Which one was your favorite? Which one looked the best? Was this one or maybe the original or maybe
the 70s one was good.
Yeah, so let us know which one you guys like from there.
Don't forget to check us out on Thursday. We're going to be doing a retrospective review of Beauty and the Beast, the 1991 classic animated that was nominated for Movie of the Year.
Yeah, we're getting ready for the Beauty and the Beast coming out that Thursday as well, but for the live action for that one. Yeah. All right, guys. In the bottom, we do have our social media. We have our Facebook, Twitter, Tumblr, and we do a lot of Instagram. So follow us there and check us out there as well. If you guys like the review, hit that like button. Give us a couple likes. We'd really appreciate for that. And also, don't forget to share the video with other movie fanatics and friends. All right, guys. Have a good one.